They're number one in the country for a reason. Just the way we want it. We like to play best teams in the country in a non-conference, test ourselves, know where we're at, see what we got to do to get better. We're somewhere in that we both would like to play fast. They do a great job in transition, pushing it. Different once we get in the half court. They try to score all the points in the paint. They don't take that many threes. They only take 16 a game. I think they're 363rd out of 365 in three-point rate in the country. We're obviously taking a lot more. We play a lot more on the perimeter. Floor's a lot more open. They definitely try to punch it inside. They've got very good guards, though, as well, so it's not like the only thing they've got going is their front court. Their front court's really good. They rely on them a lot to score, but they're really good guards, too. Just they play a lot different than we do. So we're going to have to try to defend the paint. It's a lot easier said than done with their size, physicality, the way they emphasize getting it in there. We're going to have to stop them in transition to start with, and we got to finish the possessions with rebounding the ball, which we've struggled a little bit with, and they're great at. So this game will be great for us to see if we've been able to improve on some of the stuff we need to improve on. As far as the injury front goes, I think Keaton and Taylor both practiced pretty much everything they could do, and I think Taylor looks great. As long as Keaton doesn't have any setbacks, I anticipate him playing. Holloway, very limited practice yesterday. We'll see how he feels this morning, see what he can do today, and then that's going to have to probably end up being a game day decision, see how his wrist is feeling. So other than that, we should be good to go. Looking forward to getting up in Birmingham. Hopefully we got a packed out crowd. Great, because Arizona's good, number one in the country. I think our fans need to understand this doesn't happen all the time, that you're able to get this quality opponent come into your state and play.
Yeah, Coach, with Jaden Bradley, just how different is he than when he was here 3 years ago, and maybe how similar when you watch film do you kind of see the same player?
Yeah, I mean, he was really good when he was here. We were number one in the country, and he started a bulk of the year as our point guard. I mean, you think of some of our big wins that year, he's a big part of them. Similar in that he's all about the winning stuff, tough, physical, can get downhill. Different, he's shooting it better. He still doesn't shoot a lot of threes. I mean, it's kind of the way that they play. He didn't take very many for us. That was the one thing I tried to encourage him to shoot way more. We want him to shoot a lot more threes, and he's not a bad shooter. He just, I think, he'd been so accustomed to and so adept at and really good at getting the ball downhill because he's such a physical driver that's what he's good at. That's still what he's best at. And most of his threes are catch and shoots. He's making about one a game, and I think his percentage is better maybe than it was here. But he was always, I mean, he's at gym rat. He's in the gym working. You'd expect a kid that 3 years later to be a lot better shooter, which he is. He still doesn't take many off the dribble ones. I think once he puts the ball on the floor, he's trying to get downhill like he did here. But they don't take as many threes, but I think his percentage is better. And then I'm sure his leadership's gotten he was a great teammate and a good leader in the sense that he played really hard and was about the right stuff here. He wasn't maybe as vocal being a freshman. I'm sure, from the comments I've heard, he's got a way bigger leadership role there, which goes along with being a lot older. So, I'm happy for him. He's found a spot. He's doing really well. We had a great year here when he was here with us, too.
Obviously, the non-conference schedule itself has tested y'all, but kind of how have all the injuries you've had to deal with since preseason tested the staff and the players of kind of forcing guys into roles maybe you didn't foresee them in before the year started?
No, really, really good point, Katie, because we've had players get a lot more playing time than maybe what they would have gotten if everybody was healthy early, particularly some of these freshmen, which is, I think helped them along, if you will. Amari's been great for us. But he's playing more, with Reitzel out, Holloway out, some different guys. London's been playing well here lately. He's been able to play more minutes. Taylor was out. Keaton's been out. London's got more minutes. Davion's got more minutes. So I think some of the younger guys have been able to benefit from more minutes due to some of these older guys. And when we get everybody back healthy, we'll be better for it because the younger guys have gotten more experience than what they would have gotten had everybody been healthy every game from game one on. So I think it's going to help us in the long run. It's definitely put a little stress on training staff for sure. I think Clark's best trainer in the country, so it's not his problem that these guys are out. He's working his tail off to get them back, and he gets guys back without risking long-term health for the players. I think he does the best job of that anybody in the country, making sure guys are on the floor to play the game when it's appropriate that they play. And if it's not appropriate that they play, I trust him, and we're never going to question it because I don't want guys getting injured for their long-term health, pushing them back too early to come back. So I think he's doing a great job. But, yeah, it's put a little stress on coaching staff to figure some stuff out, but that's what we're paid to do. Like, we got to figure it out. I mean, shoot, even when we've gone on some of our NCAA tournament runs, we've had guys hurt early. You got to figure out how to play without them, put a game plan in, and then when you get them back, insert them back in the lineup and figure it out.
What do you need out of LeBaron in a game of this caliber, especially going up against a guard as good as Jaden Bradley?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, LeBaron's been good on offense, and we need him to continue to be aggressive, attack, figure out coverages, get in the gaps, make plays, make everybody around him better on the offense. Man, what we really needed, though, is his defense to be great. And Jaden's going to try to get downhill. He's got a guard. He's going to be matched up on different guys with how hard they push. You're going to get cross-matched a lot. He's going to be on Braden Burries, who's a really good freshman guard. Karchenkov, I believe is how you pronounce it. He's obviously really good, too. Our Coach Fleming's got a lot of ties to Germany all the years he spent over there. He tests how good this kid is. So they've got really good guards, and they got some coming off the bench, too. LeBaron's going to have to guard these guys. I mean, and he's going to be very good on the defensive end. He's going to have to rebound. Our bigs are going to need some help in their rebounding. This isn't a game where he's going to be able to show up with one or two rebounds and us expect to win. So his defense and rebounding, he's going to have to be elite, and he's going to have to create some offense for our guys too.
Yeah, with the way that Arizona plays, how do you expect this to test your guys' toughness, physicality in this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, they play physical. They pound it in on you. I kind of joked the other day, see if maybe DeBoer's got some of those linemen that played basketball in high school, see if they can loan them to us, because they got guys that look like the NFL will be calling to see if they want to come on a tryout when their basketball career's done. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to test all that about us, our toughness, our physicality, our determination. So we're going to have to answer the bell. We're going to have to do it, but do it smart. We don't want to get in any kind of wrestling matches. I mean, we're trying to win the basketball game. We're not trying to win a tough man contest. So we may not be as strong physically with them, but we can scheme. Guys have to play harder. They got to use their quickness. We're going to have to do different things to counteract the fact that they definitely have emphasized getting big, strong, physical. And it's not even just their bigs. I mean, their guards are all big, strong, physical guys. So just all across the lineup.
Yeah, just what's been the message to Amari Keaton and Taylor regarding Koa Pete?
He's athletic. He's physical. He likes to drive you. They'll put him in the post some too. We're going to have to you can't let him out in transition. I mean, he looks like a gazelle around the floor at his size. I mean, he's really good in transition. So we got to get back. And if we expect our guards to be cross-matched the whole game because our bigs are loafing back and our guards are having to pick them up, being the first guys back, we're going to be in some trouble because our guards are not going to be able to handle him. So huge point emphasis on our bigs getting back so our guards aren't stuck on him in transition because he will run hard in transition. And then, once we get in the half court, we got to keep him from driving the ball as best we possibly can because that's what he's elite at. So not really a shooter. I don't think he's made a three on the year. So, he's going to be a pro probably sooner rather than later, and eventually they'll want him to make some threes. But for now, I mean, he's a drive the ball downhill, he shoots some mid-range shots for sure, not really threes. So we don't really have to worry about him out there per se. I mean, shoot, who knows? Maybe tomorrow he'll show his three-point range off. He's been hiding it on us all year, but we got to worry about keeping him from scoring the ball in the paint. Really is the big issue with him.
Coach, what can you say about the impact of getting Trelly some game minutes this past weekend? And he got a lot of shot attempts up, but what do you want to see out of him this weekend, especially if the situation arises where Holloway can't go?
Yeah, I think it was huge that he was able to get minutes just to get, again, like you said, you got to get game reps, game speed. Didn't shoot it as well as he usually does. That's fine. Not worried about it. He went 2 for 14. Shoot, if he gets 14 threes up, I'd be shocked if he doesn't go 7, 8, 9 out of 14 based off that, and he'll law of averages will play itself out here pretty quick. I mean, he's one of the best shooters I've ever coached. He's tough. I think it was huge that he was able to play that game to set him up to play this game. I talked to him. I mean, the NBA, you got guys coming back, superstars still go down and play games in the G League before they bring them back up to big team. Well, we don't have G League here. We can't send them down, but we were able to get him some minutes in that game to get game reps, get back in game shape. And he was super frustrated. He expects to make every shot, which is what most shooters are like, but he was fine. I thought he played a great game. He was a great teammate, played hard, played physical, was great on defense, missed some shots. Everybody misses some shots, especially your first game back. He's going to be fine Saturday.
Coach, you've kind of been dancing all around it with the last couple of questions, but how do you feel like the team has been developing in defensive rebounding, and how challenging has it been to work on that with Taylor and Keaton kind of in recovery?
Yeah, we could use Micah Parsons on the defense. Yeah, it was a good win for you. You disappeared on that next day when we
I was watching the game. I sent my
oh, you sent somebody else in? Your condolences on watching the game. Yeah, we got it. Go Pack, go. No, but the defensive rebounding, it's going to be huge. I mean, honestly, like the way that they pound the glass and how physical they are, if we can't rebound, we're not going to have much of a shot to win this thing. So, and we've challenged our guys. Purdue, I thought we played pretty well in a lot of areas of the game. We just didn't rebound the ball, and we didn't give ourselves a chance to win. Gonzaga, obviously Tommy did a great job for a few up there in Gonzaga for a long time. They're very similar. They Tommy was helping Mark, coach the team. They came down here. They played pretty similar. Gonzaga caused us problems on the glass too. So, I thought we did a halfway decent job guarding Gonzaga, at least at the beginning of the game, in the half court. But we weren't able to score on them on the other end to separate ourselves early in that game. And then the defensive rebounding was a little bit of an issue. So we got to be significantly better on the defensive glass, and it's going to be hard because their bigs are tough, physical, and they go get it. So, we're going to challenge our front court, but we've also challenged our back court. Amari's had multiple games where he's had double-digit rebounds. He's going to have to get in there and help our bigs out in there a little bit, as are our other guards.
Braden Burries is a guy that you guys recruited pretty heavily. Has he been everything that you expected him to be this year for Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we liked him a lot in high school. He's a West Coast kid. We gave it our best shot. It was going to be hard to get him to leave the West Coast, and that's what ended up happening. He stayed close to home. Is he everything we thought? I mean, it's just totally different systems. You'd have to ask Tommy what if he's doing everything he expect him. We would have him playing a lot different system. We played different. So it's hard for me to answer that. When I watch him play, he's playing hard. He seems like he's a great teammate. He's tough. We're worried about him because he's a super talented player, and he's a kid that can go off for 30 at any point. And we got to guard him. Our guards are fully aware that he's one of the most talented kids out there, and he's, I think, eventually at some point he's going to be a pro, and they've got multiple guys that are going to play at the next level on that team. Yep.